Treyarch is no longer working on Modern Warfare Zombies, which could spell the end for Modern Warfare Zombies as we know it. What's going on, guys? How are you, meatballs? Today we're going to be discussing exactly that topic, the future of Modern Warfare Zombies without Treyarch. Thank you to Caleb for suggesting this video idea over on Twitter. If you guys ever have any video ideas or stream ideas, drop them in the Discord or tweet them at me. That would be awesome. But I thought this was a really good idea since a lot of people have been seeing that Treyarch has obviously been in development on their own Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War for quite some time now. And they have now officially moved all their efforts back to that Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War Zombies. Now, to what extent Treyarch had their hand on this game, we're not exactly sure, because at the end of the day, they still had to develop Black Ops Gulf War Zombies, and they have been developing Black Ops Gulf War Zombies. So maybe they threw together some team members to work on this, and they kept some for Gulf War. We're not really sure. But the fact of the matter is that Treyarch, in some way, shape, or form, had Kevin Drew and some other main Zombies guys at least look in the direction of this game, which did, in part, take away from the time put into Black Ops Gulf War Zombies. Thanks to the sponsor of this video, U4GM. They're a COD Pro boosting website that can easily help you top up on CP up to 50% off. It offers cheap redemption codes, nuke services, and even schematics, plus other unlocks. If you're interested, for 5% off, use code Joe. So it makes a lot of sense now that Treyarch is now officially working on their own game that is coming out this year in 2024 that really has to be an absolute banger. It's going to be the first Call of Duty on a 4-year cycle ever, and I'm personally expecting it to be the best Call of Duty ever made, both in terms of the quality and quantity of content released, both because they have had no limitations or restrictions on development. Seemingly there have been no leaks and rumors about that either, which I'm talking about any viruses and or other leaked mishaps, as well as, like I said, they now have 4 full years. Now, we do have to take in consideration that there was this massive Activision firing recently, and a lot of people are blaming Activision and or Microsoft for this, and I think that's an irrelevant discussion. I mean, it's partially relevant, but people are blaming that onto why Modern Warfare Zombies could potentially be neglected in the near future, and I personally believe that that's not the case. It seems like they flushed out a lot of what was unneeded, because let's face it, in a game that generates billions of dollars, if those people were really needed to continue to bring in that revenue, they would have not have been fired. Now, this is not a dig at all. I want to be very clear. This is not a dig at all at the talent of these people. These are extremely talented people that got fired through various departments and capacities throughout Call of Duty and Activision. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there was probably an excessive amount of talent on staff. And as such, in order for stuff to make sense from a business side and sometimes even from a development side, it made sense for them to clear house in some areas. I mean, I just want you to consider that if there are 40 people working on a project, or 5 people working on a project, right? If 40 people kind of know what they're doing compared to 5 people that really know what they're doing, those 5 people can I got a phone call. Those 5 people can outwork and outpace those 40 people by far. But anyways, like I said, I don't think that that is necessarily a relevant discussion towards the main goal of this video, which is talking about Modern Warfare Zombies without Treyarch. But since I've been receiving so many comments on it, I did want to mention it. That, at least from my perspective, is why it happened. Alongside, as well, obviously, the financial aspect of having to pay the amount of people that they fired. Okay, so is Treyarch moving their development, their team, their assets, whatever it may be, to Black Ops Gulf War Zombies a massive dig at Modern Warfare Zombies? That's the main question. And the answer to that question is, if they were working entirely, if there was a team of Treyarch working entirely on Modern Warfare Zombies and there was no one else assisting, then yes, I believe this is a huge dig towards Modern Warfare Zombies. And unfortunately, it does kind of seem like that was the case, because Chopper, you guys all know Chopper, famous Zombies YouTuber, he asked during a private call with, I guess, some of the developers or whatever, season 2 meeting, if there would ever be any new bosses or anything to that capacity added to the game, and they just straight up said no. And what this means is we've more than likely seen all of the development for Modern Warfare Zombies already to this point. Now, I know with season 2.5, season 2 Reloaded, that is, we will be getting a nice Zombies update, very similar to the capacity of the season 1 update, where we have an Easter egg quest and a whole act mission that we have to do, and that stuff seems really cool. I love that season 1 update. I literally think that that saved this game mode. If it wasn't for that, I don't care what people say, this game would have been dead in the water. That season 1 update made this game awesome. I love going to the Dark Ether to do the Easter egg, for the challenge, to look at the Dark Ether. It's all awesome. It is the only thing we have that feels like zombies in this game. And the fact that they're doing a second iteration of this with another area in this Dark Ether, I am so excited for that. But it does seem like that this could be the last thing we get for Modern Warfare Zombies. Because I want you to think about it. If they're not adding any new bosses or it was bosses or perks, that's what he asked specifically about. And they said no. Now, if they're not adding anything to that and it's a live service game, more than likely what this means is that we're not going to be getting anything else after this season 2.5 update. And it's only going to be March when that comes out. So we're going to have April, May, June, July, August, September, and then there are rumors that Black Ops Gulf War is going to release in October. Now, that's 7 months away from now, and I also want you guys to consider that there was a leak or rumor a while ago that this could be the first Call of Duty Zombies game with a beta. I don't think that's going to happen personally. I don't like the idea of a Zombies beta. I think it sounds cool to some capacity, but I don't think it's going to happen just for the sheer fact that that is a way to kind of ruin the experience of Call of Duty Zombies. I don't know either way, but that is something to consider if they're really ending support for Modern Warfare so early. It's hard for me to say that this will be the end of Modern Warfare Zombies, seeing that we're getting such a massive update in March, but the fact that Treyarch said, or that they said, and by they, I'm assuming whoever's in charge of the direction of content, said that there will be no perks and no enemies, I would only have to assume that there's going to not be any Easter eggs. Now, High Moon Studios has taken over, as well as Infinity Ward have taken over the primary development of Modern Warfare Zombies, and seeing that it's kind of been leaked that they have taken over it, that gives me a beacon of hope. And it doesn't make sense that they're not bringing any new perks in, because that would be the easiest thing for them to do, right? And new enemies. And that just leaves me asking, if Treyarch moved on and we have these side studios working on Modern Warfare Zombies, what is their primary purpose? There's probably not going to be any new content. Is it just to fix the game? What I'm saying to you guys here right now is that we really don't know. Once again, we are truthfully in uncharted waters. All I can say is that I believe that Infinity Ward and High Moon Studios and whoever else is assisting on Modern Warfare Zombies now at this point in time, maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to curate new areas or they'll add in more side Easter eggs. But honestly, I'm drawing heavy blanks. It's hard for me to imagine if this was the case. We don't know to what capacity Treyarch was working on this game, but it's hard for me to imagine that, they had a main team from Treyarch working on the game, right? Let's say that was the case, and they were the ones creating all of these Easter eggs, right? It's hard for me to imagine that they move on and these new studios coming in just magically will take over and there's, no problems with that. That's why as much as I hate to say it, I more than likely believe that development for Modern Warfare Zombies is more or less done. What I really think the $1 million question is who has developed this Season 2 Reloaded update? Was it High Moon Studios and Infinity Ward, or was it Treyarch with the mix of those other side studios assisting them? That's a big difference, because if it was those side studios primarily working on them, and or if they did have a big part in the development of this Season 2 Reloaded update, then I don't think there's any problem, because they very clearly have the ability and have the talent to do what they have to do. And to be clear, I do think they have the talent to do it anyways, but it's very different, or there is a big difference between having done something repeatedly over the course of time, like Treyarch creating Zombies games, and maybe like the Vanguard Zombies team, which was a group of developers that worked on Call of Duty in different capacities for a while, but they just didn't work on Zombies, and no offense to them, but that was very evident. But even they, throughout the life cycle of Vanguard, very clearly learned a lot about the Zombies mode, and they created a pretty decent product with Shinonuma. So if I had to sum it up, the future of Modern Warfare Zombies without Treyarch looks very, very dull. It's already been confirmed, unless they go back on their word, that there will be no new bosses and no new perks. And let's consider that we're already past the Season 2 Reloaded update. We truly could be facing no more content for the entirety of Modern Warfare Zombies. And again, like I told you guys, it's not due to the layoffs. It's really just due to this situation. And I saw people say that, they start working on games and they abandon them, and that they're going to do the same with Gulf War Zombies. And no offense to those people, but those are people who have been loosely paying attention. I get it. It's a game. How much time are you going to invest into learning every single intricacy of everything? So to clarify, Treyarch is a main Call of Duty developer that is so damn good at what they do. They have been tasked at working on other modes in other people's games because the other developers just can't get it as good as Treyarch. I mean, Treyarch works on ranked play in every game, and they have been now working on Zombies in every game. You want to talk about overworked? Treyarch is by far the best developer out of any of the Call of Duty developers, as they have created all of the Black Ops games, and those, in my opinion, are are by far the greatest Call of Duties, especially since this is a Call of Duty Zombies channel. When you consider the zombies aspect of the games, there is no comparison. Spec Ops doesn't even shine Zombies' shoes. It's actually laughable to even compare the two, because they're not even comparable. Zombies is in another ballpark of its own. And it sucks that Zombies is looked at as a third mode. But when it comes to a Treyarch game, it feels like with them that they treat all three modes equally. We've seen it with Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, and even Cold War. You got to consider they had the virus and they had to go at home to work on stuff, and they had a limited amount of times they took over that Call of Duty. Treyarch has always delivered something spectacular in some capacity. Even if you didn't enjoy the mechanics in Black Ops 4 Zombies, those maps were very awesome in lots of different ways. Black Ops 3 had fantastic maps and fantastic Easter eggs. Black Ops 2 had a mix, but even then, even the maps that weren't that good, they had still so much of an aura that it just felt cool to play. Whatever. Like I said, the point is that Treyarch always delivers. So them moving to Black Ops Cold War Zombies to me is an awesome thing. And I don't believe that they fully had their hand within Modern Warfare Zombies. I think High Moon Studios and Infinity Ward and maybe even some other studios were assisting them in the development of this mode. And Treyarch was there, but they weren't doing everything because they always had in the back of their mind that they were at some point in time going to move to Gulf War Zombies. And there are even reports that Treyarch only made the launch content for Modern Warfare Zombies and that they then moved on to their own game. Now, I don't necessarily believe those reports, but that could entirely be true. And if it were to be true, then maybe within the summer of Modern Warfare Zombies, we do get a couple more updates, and maybe we do get an additional Easter egg or something to that capacity. I don't really know, but at the end of the day, Treyarch moving to work on their own Call of Duty, the best COD developer, it's an awesome thing, and I'm so excited to see what they're cooking up with potentially the best Call of Duty of all time. It's gotta be, man, right? It's gotta be. And then I could only hope, and again, we talked about Call of Duty making sense over the last two videos, and we know that doesn't happen a lot, but we can only hope that it makes sense that they want to keep engagement in the game, not only throughout multiplayer, but throughout Zombies. This way, when the next Zombies game comes around later this year, they have people's engagement to some capacity, and maybe they can even do some kind of mini Zombies event within Modern Warfare Zombies to reveal Black Ops Gulf War Zombies. All the potential is there. All they have to do is keep minimal engagement. And we're only at Season 2 Reloaded. And we're only at Season 2, really. But Season 2 Reloaded is coming next month. And after that is when we enter the uncharted waters, and when I am not fully expecting much, but looking at it from a practicality standpoint and from a business standpoint, if I want to sell the most Zombies, or if I want to sell the most Gulf War copies next year and I want to get those Zombies fans engaged, I am going to have to keep them engaged within Modern Warfare Zombies and then bring them over to Gulf War Zombies. It only makes sense that they have to do something in this game to keep the engagement there to some capacity, even if the updates are minor. So if you want to hear my real prediction, it's that they're going to go back on their word and they're going to add some kind of new bullets or new perk. Usually they don't do that because they have a set schedule and a set way of doing things and a set way of preparing content, but it just doesn't make sense to me that they're going to develop full-fledged Easter eggs and that's going to be the only content we get for the rest of the game. If that is the case, so be it. I'm down as long as it's fun, but it's just hard for me to believe that they're going to bring nothing out. So Treyarch not being there probably does not spell the end of Modern Warfare Zombies from a practicality standpoint and from what makes sense, but we know they don't make sense a lot of the time, so who knows?